The mystery behind North Korean generals' medals. The abundance of medals worn by North Korean generals, despite the country not having engaged in a major war for over 70 years, is a curiosity as enigmatic as the nation itself. How is it possible that these military figures are so heavily decorated when they have not fought in any recent conflicts? Part of the explanation lies in the fact that North Korean officers are permitted to wear the medals and decorations earned by their parents and grandparents. Another contributing factor is the country's practice of awarding medals liberally to almost anyone and anything, even inanimate objects. Over the past 75 years, the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, DPRK, has distributed an enormous number of medals. This phenomenon is closely linked to the regime's tendency to create heroes as a means of distracting the population from harsh realities during difficult times. These honors generally fall into two main categories: military and civilian. Let's begin by examining the military decorations, which are considered the most prestigious. At the top of the hierarchy is the Order of Kim Il-sung, introduced in 1972. Officially, this award is granted to individuals who have demonstrated exceptional service in pleasing the great leader. Unsurprisingly, the recipients are almost always key figures within the inner leadership circle of the ruling Kim family. Many of these individuals have received this award multiple times, further elevating its status. Due to its symbolic importance, the Order of Kim Il-sung is traditionally awarded every year on April 15th, coinciding with the birthday of Kim Il-sung, North Korea's founding leader and a national holiday. Following in his father's footsteps, Kim Jong Il introduced his own equivalent honor in 2012, known as the Order of Kim Jong Il. This gave North Korea's ostentatiously decorated generals yet another opportunity to adorn themselves with additional medals. Slightly below these in prestige is the Hero of the Republic Medal, which dates back to the early 1950s and was originally awarded to individuals demonstrating extreme bravery in battle. The recipients of this highly distinguished honor receive a medal featuring a prominent gold star. Naturally, a large number of these awards were issued during the Korean War. However, as the decades passed and military conflicts became rare, the criteria for receiving the medal shifted. Today, it is awarded to individuals who display acts of bravery, even outside the battlefield. Moreover, recipients do not even need to be alive to receive it. One particularly dramatic example of this involved a police officer overseeing underground construction work. When an explosive device unexpectedly threatened to detonate prematurely, the officer threw himself onto it, not to protect his colleagues, but rather to shield a sacred inscription of Kim Il-sung's name that adorned the wall. He was posthumously granted the Hero of the Republic Medal for his self-sacrificial act. During the Korean War, the high number of casualties and the sheer scale of the conflict necessitated the creation of additional military awards. These included the Order of Soldiers' Honor, which was awarded to unit leaders and commanders. Those honored with this distinction were often rewarded with promotions, salary increases, and even free university education for their children. Meanwhile, lower-ranking soldiers received the Order of Freedom and Independence or the Military Merit Medal. The Navy had its own specific honor, the Order of Yun-won, named after a famous Korean admiral. That covers the major military decorations. But if you think that's a lot, wait until we get to the civilian medals, because there are plenty of those as well. Civilian honors are particularly relevant to our discussion as they highlight the sheer volume of awards issued in North Korea. The highest of these civilian awards is the Hero of Labor or the Order of Labor introduced during the Korean War. This prestigious honour is granted to workers who demonstrate outstanding skill and dedication. Interestingly, it can also be awarded to mothers who give birth to a large number of children. Those who achieve Hero of Labour status receive numerous privileges, including access to the best medical facilities, priority housing, first-class train travel, and preferential treatment for their children when applying for higher education. Some of the individuals awarded this title have had rather unusual accomplishments. For example, a man named Mr. Chang'on S was honoured twice for his work in reclaiming barren farmland, using human waste as fertiliser. According to official accounts, he carried the waste in pails over his shoulder for decades, and he is not alone. Other recipients of this esteemed title have not even been human. The expansion of civilian honours did not stop there. After the Korean War, the regime introduced numerous awards recognising contributions in areas of national interest, including the People's Prize for Arts, Science, Literature, and even children's welfare in the 1960s. These awards may sound reminiscent of the Nobel Prizes, but in true communist fashion, an extensive array of profession-based medals was also introduced. Among the first to be established were the Merited Athlete, Merited Railroad Worker, Merited Doctor, Merited Pharmacist, Merited Fisherman, and the People's Artist Awards. However, this trend quickly escalated to more absurd levels. Over time, medals were created for salt makers, geological prospectors, electricians, weather forecasters, foresters, and even tractor drivers. By the late 20th century, additional awards were established for professionals in the movie industry, security personnel, statisticians, and workers in the marine and rail transport sectors. The obsession with distributing medals extended to commemorating historical events as well. The government issued awards marking the foundation of the Korean Army, the creation of the North Korean state, and the end of the Korean War. In 2008, the 60th anniversary of the DPRK was celebrated with yet another commemorative medal. In the 1990s, the North Korean state further broadened its range of honours by awarding trophies to individuals who participated in major construction projects. This trend began in 1992 with the introduction of a general award for contributions to capital construction. Subsequent medals were issued for involvement in projects such as the Mount Kumgang power plant in 1996, the Pyongyang-Nampo Highway in 2000, the Huichon Power Station in 2011, and the Paektusan Hero Youth Power Station in 2015. These are just a few of the ones known to the public. By this point, it is evident that North Korea has an extreme fixation on awards. But the situation becomes even stranger when considering that medals are not only given to people, but also to inanimate objects. Machines, in particular, have been recipients of high honours. One notable example occurred in October 2001 when both the Hero of the Republic and the Hero of Labour awards were bestowed upon a 15-ton pneumatic hammer that had faithfully served the state for 30 years. This glorification of machinery dates back to the 1960s, when Kim Jong Il visited a textile factory and personally identified a maintenance issue with one of the lathes, number 26. This industrial tool, primarily used to shape metal and wood, became a symbol of productivity, inspiring a movement where workers aspired to match its efficiency. Eventually, the number 26 Model Lathe Factory Award was established, honouring particularly productive machines, factories and workplaces. In 2012, the same lathe was recognised again with a Hero of Labour medal for 50 years of loyal operation. Yet, even this pales in comparison to what happened in the year 2000, when a ginkgo tree was made a Hero of the Republic. According to North Korean accounts, this tree had heroically sheltered a military vehicle under its branches during the Korean War, shielding it from an American aircraft which allegedly crashed into it. So, after all this, when we see North Korean generals covered in medals, is it really that surprising? If tractor drivers and trees can be honoured, surely high-ranking military officials would be showered with accolades as well.